Everybody, we have a solo night tonight. Unfortunately, my regular opponent could not be with us. It is American Thanksgiving, and more specifically, American Thanksgiving weekend, so just not available. And to that, I say, enjoy time with your family and friends if you can. If you are, I hope that the weather is lovely and that the food is good, and that the company doesn't talk too much about painful subjects. Now, we are going to be delving into 1939, which I know it's crazy. I was hoping to save this sort of breakthrough with one of the regular guys, but unfortunately, I kind of want to get into 1939 and get rid of the scenarios ahead of us because, boy howdy, it would be nice to start seeing some Germans. Not necessarily against Polish troops, but some diversity is nice, and there's a lot more cool interactions and different scenarios that we can get into once September rolls around. So, with all that said and done, the scenario is technically called PJ 7.4. These are taken from some playtester journals, specifically playtester journals from I believe the On All Fronts group. So these scenarios are rather old. Certainly compared to right now in 2023, this scenario specifically was done in 1995. So gives you a good idea as to how long this one has been sitting around before it's been looked at. That also means that as a playtester scenario, I don't believe it's ever been published. I couldn't find anything on the ASL scenario archive to support that. There's a lot of scenarios that have border, either whether it's on the border or across the border, etc., but nothing that says just the border. And also more specifically, the location and time for this scenario is almost unique. It's not 100% unique, but it's very close. There's only one other scenario that takes place on May 28th, 1939. So, yeah, this one is an original one. Now, with that said, I think we're going to see why exactly this has remained a playtesting scenario. But before I get into some criticisms on that right away, I do want to thank DJ Ra or Jara.
Keep your eyes open.
I'm gonna assume it's DJ Ray or DJ Ra that followed. But thank you, much appreciated. Always nice to have more people checking this out, and if not through me specifically, but at least getting interested in Advanced Squad Leader. It's been around, but it's a lovely, lovely game. So getting back to this scenario, specifically, it takes place in Ban Sagan Hill, Mongolia. Although this, I don't know if that's an exact translation or whatnot. Some locations or some groups will call it Bain Sagan, Ban Sagan with a Tsagain. It doesn't seem to have a sort of concrete name, and presumably it could have also had its name changed since, between 1939 and now. So because of that, it's kind of hard to lock down to get some good information on the location of where this all happened, but we do know that there's at least a couple of either memoirs or soldiers that have been reported there. So we'll see if we can either emulate them or disappoint them throughout the ages. So with that historical overhead over, we have two things going on in this scenario. The first is that it is an attack / reinforced defense. So the Japanese don't get any reinforcements whatsoever. Whatever they have on board, they just go ahead with, and then the defenders will get reinforcements on turn 3. So they have to one, survive that long, and then hopefully those defenders can rush up the hill in order to prevent an entire collapse. Now, Something to point out is that the scenario, I initially had it pointed the wrong way, so apologies for that. The numbers should be on the right, since north is pointing up in this circumstance, so make sure that's the case. I can't change buildings to brush, so all these buildings, T1, M1, G1, F3, etc., those are all supposed to be brush. They're also marked as inherent terrain, so just the entire hex is brush. Also, walls and hedges don't exist, so another big thing for this map. Now, thankfully, I can change the walls and hedges, but I can't change the buildings to brush. So, small little thing there. Another thing to note is that the scenario is the objective is winning. Japanese win at game end if they control all level 3 hexes on Hill 621. So essentially, it's just J4, K5, M5, N5, O5, P5, and Q6. That's it. Only 7 hexes. And there's much to do about those. There is light dust in effect, which I need to put down a counter so I don't forget. Essentially, light dust should just add a +1 to taking a shot. And if there's a long distance, I believe it increases the amount of LV hindrance. Now that's never really that big of a deal, but you know, it is something to keep in mind. So actually, you know what? While I'm here, I'm actually gonna check the what the rulebook says on it, because I might be confusing it with just regular like mist or whatever. Especially with the counter saying DLV DRM equals dice halved, which starting to think that it might you add half of your colored die roll. Let's check. Light dust, F11.71. So light dust can only occur in a scenario that uses at least one desert board. This one doesn't, but it's still invoked by SSR, so that's what we have to play with. While light dust is in effect, each 2 hit and each non-ordnance IFTDR receives a dust DLV hindrance DRM equal to a subsequent dice roll that is halved. So technically what I should probably be doing in this instance, you know what? I don't have the. I don't think I have the extension for it. So I believe there's an extension that actually will throw 3 die when you play. I forget what the extension is called, but I know it's out there. And this is one of the few times where it's actually comes in handy, because you need to essentially keep throwing extra die, and you can just get that automatic. Then hey, it makes life easier. I'm just gonna check my preferences to see if I have that, but I don't believe it's the case. And unfortunately, I really hope that there's nothing that would make it so that if I have to do it. Oh, you know what? Here you go. Use special dust setting. Let's see if I can light dust. Let's see if I can do this. Maybe it'll work. Divide by 2. I'm just gonna try this and see if this works. I have a feeling like maybe not. Okay, dice roll. That didn't really. I don't. Oh, you know what? Maybe I have to do IFT. There you go. Okay. So if I use this setting, I can get it. I can get it this way. Perfect. Okay. Cool. So it doesn't show. Unfortunately, it doesn't show on the bottom left in my screen. It's in the chat box for the game itself. So sorry, it's something that won't be displayed for people, but it is something that I can at least have on here and help me play. So I'm gonna have to pay a little bit more attention to the chat window in the game itself rather than the chat window in Streamlabs. So apologies for if I'm a little less attentive than I normally am, which is already kind of bad. So EC is dry. which doesn't, it's not really going to make much of a difference other than if anything explodes, like one of the tanks. The Russian 527s are fanatic, so all the Mongolians are fanatic, but none of the reinforcements are. The 447s are just regular dudes. Also, something to point out is that the game gives me 10 horses to play with right off the bat, but I don't know why I would ever take them. And the reason why is because you already start, the Mongolians already start on the hill, and it's the hill you're trying to defend, and the Japanese can start anywhere on board 4, provided that they're on a whole hex of board 4. So I can't be in J10, for example, but I can be in J9, and you know, K10 is fine, K9, etc., etc. So not quite sure why that's a limitation they want to apply, but hey, here we are, and here we will have to be. You know what, now that I think about it, I have a mortar over on this side, I think. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Screw it. This guy gets to go here. There, that's your new home. And since, you know what, yeah, since I'm already, I don't really care about being shot at. So the problem I think that's inherent in this scenario that hopefully other people will clue into or notice is that, well, it's a little hard to kind of push this or to not kind of die immediately from this. Now, granted, they're 527s, they're fanatic. If I remember correctly, fanatic should give them some benefit, like they don't cower. I might be mistaking that with something else. Fanaticism. Their morale is increased. Yeah, they aren't subject to morale to cowering. They can't surrender via the route phase method, and they don't take patsies, so they don't get disrupted as well. But whatever. They can be reduced and broken normally for all purposes, though. So, yeah, it's not super helpful. I'm just gonna put that out there. So, another thing I almost forgot is snipers. Gotta put sniper for each side. Now, the Russians have an ELR of 4, which I think is kind of high, but hey, I don't make these scenarios, so not much for me to really say about it. And the Japanese have an ELR of 4, which is pretty normal for them at all times, really. I have a sniper here. There. So, yeah. Japanese have 6 tanks with 37mm guns. Essentially there's no defensive terrain, or defensive ground. Everything's in the open, and 16 movement factors is, you know, still a good amount. It's not nothing, so to speak. So, yeah, okay. Also, the Japanese have no infantry smoke capability, which honestly I don't really use ever, so it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna go straight into this, I think, and it's probably gonna be a short game. I envision it's gonna be a short game, but we'll see. Maybe I shouldn't be too pessimistic. So let's just go ahead. We'll roll some weather. We have 5, which isn't going to change anything. And then we're going to go straight into prep fire phase. It is 7 turns. I think 7 turns is utterly incredible for this. I think it should be shortened to like 5, maybe even 4. Really make this, like, have the reinforcements come in on turn 2. Or if it's a 4-turn scenario, if it's a 5-turn scenario, have them come in on turn 3. Like they normally do, and yeah, I don't think 7 turns kind of crazy, especially because and okay, so another thing, I know I'm rambling a little bit, but another thing to point out is that I don't know when some rule changes came into effect. ASL is a very long history game, has a lot of little errata that's like kind of found everywhere, and it gets collated and blah blah blah, but the problem is I don't know when bonsai came into effect with the Japanese. Now I assume they must have started with it, because I don't see why you would ever create the Japanese in this game and not have bonsai immediately. And because of that, yeah, I just want to bonsai the shit out of them, because why wouldn't you? It does mean people are gonna die, but you know what? that's for the Japanese to figure out. So, all right, prep fire phase. I do have some prep fire I want to do. Right now, I will say with just a couple of units. So first and foremost, I do want my mortar in K10. I'm gonna have them just drop some white phosphorus. I don't think there's anything that says they can't. I don't have infantry smoke capability, but I have a regular, like I have every other thing that they can do. So we're gonna do that. First, white phosphorus is gonna go against K5, so 2 hit. It won't be a hit. I actually don't have white phosphorus on this guy, is what I should be saying. So I have no white phosphorus. I still have a shot. So I'll toss some HE at the guy instead. Another 2 hit. Same idea. I get nothing out of it. One thing I'm not actually sure, I don't think you can get acquisition on a failed ammo shot. So I'm just going to put it as a -1. This guy's prepped. Alright. Next up, we have this mortar, an O10. They're going to go after the very juicy foxhole with the 9-1. Honestly, I just really don't have a good idea as to like where to put some of these machine guns and stuff. It probably would have made more sense to have the leader and MG here and reversed, but you know, whatever. So white phosphorus attempt. I do have white phosphorus, but unfortunately, I believe I will be missing by 1. Unless my to hit is 8 at that range, it is not. I do have rate of fire, so I will attempt to. I will attempt it. Actually, you know what? That's equal. So that was my last white phosphorus shot as well. But I do get acquisition because that was actually. I did actually get the shot off. I do need to do this too, so I don't forget. So same idea. This guy doesn't have white phosphorus anymore, but I will try for a regular. Okay. Well, I just rolled a 1-1, which is fantastic. Okay. So under normal circumstances, so critical hit will double the shot instead of dividing it. And also it reverses the modifiers. So this is now, instead of a 3 firepower shot up 2, this is now a 12 firepower shot down 2. So IFT 7 on 12. We're looking at a 1 morale check. The leader is pinned, which is real bad, and the squad is fine. I do have a rate of fire on this. This can be flipped. And I did roll for sniper, which doesn't activate, which is kind of it's really nice. Because that's kind of something I was worried about. Oh, you know what? Yeah, and that's something I think, maybe because of area fire, I think it affects everybody. I forget. Anyways, I do have rate of fire, so I will take another shot. It is a total of 9, I'm being told, but my acquisition is down 2, so it will be another hit. It will be another rate shot, but this, again, this is a 3 firepower up 2. The effect die, we're looking at a 6 on 3, which I believe is a pin test check, and a sniper check. So we'll do the pin test first. The leader's already pinned. The squad is fine. The sniper does not activate. I'm going to shoot once more. Total 8. It goes down to 6, so it will be another shot. IFT 5-7. It's another pin test check on the squad, and they are very much pinned now. Perfect. So that helps me out a lot. And now I've got some machine guns here. And I got 2 lovely targets I could choose. It kind of depends on which one. And I think I'm going to take my first shot as an 8-up-1 against the pin guys. As much as I kind of want to go after these 2 fanatics, I want the foxhole kind of dead first. and that kind of really, proves my point here. I do need to light dust. I need a little extra stuff here. So light dust. Each to hit and each non-infantry receives dust TLM DRM equal to, because I rolled a 6, which is real bad, so it increases it by 3 automatically. So it's a total of 6, which then gets the foxhole bonus, I assume. I don't see why it wouldn't. So it's an 8 on 8, which is a normal morale check. Leader will go first. Leader will break. That's not good. The fanatics are fine. They don't have to do a task check because they're already been. I do get rate of fire. Not that that really matters. I rolled my own sand, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'll take the second shot on these fanatics over here in 05. That will definitely not hit, and will be the end of that for now. Oh, you know what? I think this is an illegal move. I think I need to put the sniper there. I don't think you can start a sniper in a hex with an enemy. Alright. Take off the info on this. Now, the real big question is, since I've gotten some really good hits, do I want to have the tanks just do nothing, or do I want them to move? Honestly, I don't need movement trail. Do they have radios? No. Alright, cool. So, I think I know what my plan is. And because, yeah, and you know what? The IFT, it's long range for a lot of these guys anyways, so I'm not going to bother. Alright, so let's go to movement phase, and let's get some stuff going. So, first and foremost, I'm going to have them waste a lot of shots on tanks, because I need them to. So, yeah, so these tanks will all start up for 1. I'm actually going to bring out a counter here so I don't forget, because again, I really need to know how much I'm spending everywhere, because I'm not going to get to the top this turn. There's no way with the amount of different hill hexes that I got to climb. Also, technically, this guy's concealed. Whatever. So a hill, to get up a hill as a tank, we're talking about 4 movement points for each full level elevation higher. Let's add. So, you know, if it's open terrain, it's 5 to get up. If it's brush, it's 7. So, so this side started up. So 1, actually 2 is what I should say. So 2 to get there. And 3, 4, and then like I said, it's 5 to get up. It costs them 9, and then 14. Now there's not much of a reason for me to shoot at these guys, because again, these are, you know, these are the tanks. I got nothing I can really do against them. I could shoot the MMG, but you know, there's kind of all those other guys to worry about. So, and I could, you know what? I guess I could continue and do this for 15 and then stop for 16. There you go. So these guys are like this now. They're stopped. I'll worry about shooting in the advanced phase. I actually don't have machine guns, so, you know, could be a problem. Not really, but you never know. Other group will also start their tanks for 1, and then move up for 3, because they're going into brush, which should be 2. So that's 3 so far. 4, 11, 13, and then they're gonna have to stay like that for now. I don't think there's any way for me to go a level higher, even if I'm connected with these guys for radio contact and all that. So I'll just have to live with it. Now the big question is, which sides do I want to rush first? There's something to be said about trying to take out this foxhole first versus trying to go after these clean guys first and so on. So if I had somebody in chat, I would ask them what side to go first, but I think I'm just going to rando it. So 1, 2 will be left, 3, 4 to be mid, and 5, 6 will be side. So random selection is 3. So we're going down the mid first. Right. So we'll see how many problems that creates for me. I don't want to do yes. There we go. Alright, so bonsai procedure. This guy declares bonsai. I get to select which units get to participate. And I think right now it's going to be from Q. Yeah, from Q to M. So let's get some counters out so I can delineate this here. Infantry, got a bonsai. So first and foremost, bonsai, we'll just put it there. Can I flip that? No. Really? Alright, whatever. We'll put, I'll just put this. And then clone it. Perfect. Alright. I don't know why I put my LMG guy first. Should have split that up. I guess I could also have excluded him from it, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. And then leader goes with. So the problem obviously is going to be that I've only got 8 movement no matter what. But I'm still able to go up. Yeah, I'm still able to go up and kind of mess with stuff. So this is, so I had spent 2. This is another 2 because it's 1 up 2, so 4. And I really need these guys to take a shot no matter what. It's not a great shot. I'd rather shoot at a lot of other stuff, but they need to get going. So this is going to be 9 doubled to 18, and then they're pinned, so the half down to 9. There are no modifiers other than the dust, and we'll see how much that affects them. They will cower, which is even worse. Yeah, they'll cower. So instead of a 9... Actually, no, they don't cower. I'm sorry, because they're fanatic. They don't cower. So it is a 4 on 9, which is a 2 morale check. Or sorry, 3 morale check. Which they will barely not pass. And then this guy is first fire. So we're going to have 4 residual down here. Not that that really matters. I guess I probably should have mentioned the target is going to be the double stack here. But again, they might not even make it. So, yeah. So this was 4 movement points. This guy has to go here because he's adjacent to an enemy unit. So he has to go into their hex. This will be another... I do not want to spend all my points. So this will just be an extra 2. Yeah. So that's 6 movement points so far. Although, you know what? I will have them spend all of it. So that's 8 movement points. And then these guys have to figure out... they're all long range, essentially. Except for these guys. They will shoot at 10 firepower down 2. That is that's gross. That will be a 1 on 10 firepower, which should be just a straight KIA. And that will also eliminate the machine gun. They did roll sniper, which doesn't activate once more. So starting off strong on that. And then this guy has to shoot because of an enemy getting into his own hex. So we're looking at so it's triple point blank fire. So 9 to 27. Yeah, that's the math. it gets halved to 13 and a half, and then halved again because they're pinned down to 6.25 or whatever. So it's a 6 firepower shot down to. It is a 7 on 6, which is a normal morale check, which they will pass it with flying colors and not generate a sniper, which is pretty good. So these guys are now spent. There is a 2 residual there, and then automatically these guys go into hand-to-hand CC, which technically, yeah, there we go. Yeah. I guess the other question is, who else do I want to throw in the grinder here? Are there any other shots that are worth taking? Probably not at the moment. No. So with that said, oh, you know what? That's right. I forgot their morale is increased by 1, and they don't pin. So this guy never got striped because he failed it by 1. He failed it by 1 because he had 6 would go up to 9. So and he doesn't pin. So yeah, sorry. This guy is even better now. And for the guys that got destroyed, it didn't matter. So yeah, these guys, same idea. They're going to declare bonsai. However, their target is going to be this lone LMG guy. So while some of them will be going forward, the other guys will be going a little bit sideways. It will be all 4 of these guys. So we got 2. Yeah, we got 2, 4. Oops. 4. 5. Yeah, I can do that. 5. LMG and the squad are going to take a shot at the bunched up guys as a 7. 7 down 2. Unfortunately, they rolled a 6 on their divider, so this is so instead of a 7, it's a 9 down 2. Or sorry, yeah, the result is 9 down to 7. It's a 7 on 7, which is a normal morale check against these 2 squads. So morale check, they're fine, and they're fine. Do I draw a sniper? I do not. So these guys are first fired, which is very problematic. That'll go down to a 2 residual. Yeah, okay. And then I might as well. These guys have to go up. So this will be 7. And then nobody else can move after this. So they're going to be stuck like this. The 527 is going to shoot once more. It might as well. There's another 7 down 2. That'll be cowering. Well, they're not subject to it, but 12. It just breaks their machine gun. So they have absolutely nothing. It should generate another 2, however. Yeah, it should generate another 2. Actually, yeah, no, 2. Nobody else can move on this side. I don't really feel like these guys can contribute. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do a 5 down 2. 4 on 5. It's 2 morale check. Well, it's not. It's something. And they will literally all pass. All right, cool. You know what? I tried. I at least tried, and I'm not trying to game this. And then lastly, bonsai charge from the right flank. These guys are gonna go mostly straight. Their idea is to get to the left foxhole, although neither really matter. It doesn't really matter which one specifically. So we've got no, they can do it this way. So 2, no shots yet. There's gonna be 4. 4. Do I have any shots I want to do? No, because I'm at half firepower. So that's 4. These guys will join. These guys will join, and it's gonna go up. This will be for 2. And I think I'm gonna do the guys in J4 are gonna shoot at the stacked guys in J2 as a 7 down 2. It is a 4 on 7 because of dust. So 4 on 7 is a 2 check, which the first squad will not pass, and neither will the second. I believe the first guys will ELR as well. They do have rates, but you know the squad's still shot. So, oops. There we go. They will have some residual, and the sniper. Sniper is still asleep. And then, yeah, does the other guy? I don't think the other guy. Does the other guy even have a shot? No, he does. But I think I have to. I think I have to save it here. So he'll go up. These guys will go up. That's 8 total. And so here's I think the plan I'm thinking of. So this guy is gonna subsequent. So it'll be a 9 firepower down 2 against the closest. That is a 10 total. So 10 on 9 is nothing. And I think I have to, even though this leader and squad is a really juicy target, I don't want this 447 to get in immediately and start, you know, doing shenanigans. So I think I'm going to have them take a 14 down 2. That is a 10. 8 on 14 is a 1 morale check. Which, alright. Yeah, no, that is an immediate, so it's a casualty reduction. I think it breaks them automatically. Oh, also ELRs. There you go. So that's really like what I needed there. Because otherwise it'd kind of be hosed. Another thing too, I guess to point out is like, because of, oh, was I counting them friggin', yeah, because that was like a 3 morale check. So these guys, yeah, okay. I don't have to worry about morale checks here. Yeah, so the big problem is that there's not, because there's no buildings where do you route, right? So essentially these guys are just going to have to low crawl kind of everywhere to get away from units. So it's just kind of the name of the game. Yeah, okay. So that's pretty much it for movement phase. I think everybody's bonsai'd and done their stuff. Only losing at 1.5 squads, not so bad. We can take it for residuals as well. Defensive fire. You know what? I'll final fire. We'll see how well this goes as a 7 flat. 7 on 7 is a normal morale check against the broken guys, and they will pass. Don't trigger my own sniper, thankfully. There's no squad here. Yeah, so I'll do 7 firepower against the lead guy here. It is a 7 on 7 normal morale check. They will strike, but nothing else. So these guys are final. They're all shot basically. Not much else they can do. So advanced fire phase. So advanced fire phase. I will get this giant demon stack here to all shoot at the guy in U4. It will be a 12-14, 14 firepower up 1. It is 9 on 14, which is a 1 morale check. And these guys will absolutely break. I don't have a shortcut for advanced fire, so there. And same idea in J3. They're going to shoot at the guys in the foxholes. They won't be nearly as lucky, excuse me. because it's a +2, so we're talking 11 on 6. Yeah, it's nothing. No way that can be anything. So, and the tanks don't really have anything they can do. I'd rather just go for overruns. Actually, you know what? They can all they're stopped. So, I guess it's really just a matter of, do I want to like risk breaking their guns? But you know what? Screw it. So, tank 1 against the Fanatics in P5. That should be a hit. It's a 6. No, that won't be a hit because I've got at least a +2, I think, on top of gun. Second tank in P3 will shoot at guys in 05. Nope, doesn't break his gun, thankfully. And then this tank in 04 will do the same idea. Won't get anything, but will get AC. I also have an 8-1 leader, but we'll see how well or how much that comes into play. And then yeah, so tank in N3 gonna shoot nothing. We'll get acquisition. The tank in M3 will also shoot. Won't blow up its gun. I don't think I can get anything out of it. So this also links. And then lastly, the tank in L3 is gonna shoot K5. And also won't blow up his gun. All right. So the problem here, for anybody who might ever wonder, like, why wouldn't the Mongolians just start on horses? And the reason is because if I'm starting, if I'm the defender and I give up my position to go all horses, what do I get out of it? Like, mobility from horses is 12. That's not bad, but depending on where you are, you're having to go up by, your movement is increased going uphill, and then there's brush everywhere, which is going to increase your movement and so on. So, what's the point? If I'm the attacker, which I am technically, but if I was the attacker and you told me, oh yeah, the defender is all on horses, like, because you have as many as the squads you have, so it's sort of implied like maybe you'll have everybody on horses. Okay, so what would be the purpose of it? Because my guys, if I have a stack here, a leader with 3 squads, he goes CX. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm there. I'm at the top. Same idea. I can go here, have additional protection from line of sight, and then get in these 2 foxhole locations. There, you might not set up the foxholes, whatever, but you can get there is the point. So it's really problematic, and I don't understand. Like, same idea, a group that starts in Q10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're in N4, and all you have to do is advance, and you get control of 3 hexes, 3 of the objective hexes, and because you can get in there in advance. Sure, the defender, if they're sitting on the counter slope, you could shoot in the prep fire as a 10 up 1, not even counting the LV hindrance that you're gonna get from like thus. It's just not. I don't see the benefit of it. I think you need to defend aggressively. Maybe not this aggressively, but you need to defend aggressively and have that. You need to get your 5.2s getting those kills automatically on squads, because otherwise you're already dead. That's really just how it turns out to be. So, that aside, route phase again. People need to route. This guy just is gonna low crawl south. There's nowhere else for him to go. He doesn't surrender. I don't think anybody is supposed to surrender in this scenario. The 527s definitely don't. I guess, you know what? We'll say they'll reject the surrender, and we're in no quarter territory. I think that's probably the proper way to play it here, because they might have to, like, he can only go adjacent, technically adjacent, and open ground. Actually, technically, he can only do open ground. Otherwise, you're getting closer to this guy, which he can't. So he has to be taken prisoner or low crawl. Well, he can't low crawl because he'd have to be taken prisoner. So they're just going to declare no quarter because, yeah, I think I can do that. I think that's allowed. So they'll declare no quarter, which just means that everybody gets to essentially, low crawl away, blah, blah, blah. Or, the Japanese get to low crawl away at all times. When it comes to the defender here, this guy's just dead. There's nowhere he can go. He has to stay adjacent. Well, has to. He's going to be staying adjacent, so he's just dead. And then this guy, because it's a close combat, the leader has to route away. If it was a melee, he'd have to try and withdraw. But the leader has nowhere to go because he's either adjacent or getting closer, so he will also be eliminated. I'm actually not sure when leader lost morale check has to come into play here, because you're technically not considered good order. So let's see what leader lost morale checks count. All other friendly personnel units with currently lower morale and in the same location must take a leader loss morale check. Exception, different level, or in CC. So, had the guys not been in CC, this Fnatic squad would have taken a leader loss morale check, but they don't have to. So, huzzah for them. So, that's it for routes. Advances, honestly, let's advance. Actually, I don't want to advance them. This mortar can advance since he's not shooting there anymore. Or potentially not shooting in there anymore, but I'm going to assume he's not going there. Other advances. Now, I got to be very careful here because there are plenty of ways for these guys to die. And I don't want them to. So some units are just going to hug tanks while they can. And others will do their damnedest to make some noise. So these guys will go there. These guys will split up. So I really don't want to bunch up anywhere because, again, 527s are really deadly. And the more they are allowed to shoot at stacks at full firepower, the worse it is for me. In this case, like moving up isn't necessarily the best, but being able to hang out in non-open ground is good. It shortens the distance for a future bonsai, and at least the tanks provide a +1 TEM. So I'm kind of I need it even if I don't necessarily like it. And there's only one CC. There's no hidden values or anything. The only thing is that Fanatics being Fnatic does not give you a benefit in CC. But being Japanese does. So even though the Japanese are fighting at a 1-2 in hand to hand, they will get a -1. So the Russians, I don't think can move because they are pinned. So I think even if the Japanese rolled a 12, there's nothing that they can't take advantage of that. Although, arguably, there's not much of an advantage they could have gotten no matter what. So, they are in the foxhole now, and this becomes a melee. This is just going to go terribly. Okay, cool. So that was turn 1. We go into turn 2, weather phase, rally technically. No weather change. There's no rallies to do. I could attempt to pick up the LMG, but I actually can't repair it So, barring any miracle, I think I might just I might take that out in a turn or two. There's no rally phase actions to make. Now it's all prep fire. So, yeah, let's see what I can do here. I think just because I can't shoot without getting a bunch of hindrance. We're gonna do firepower flat against S4. They're not gonna make it. We'll do 10 firepower. Man, yeah, there's just nothing good. I think up to already. So it's a 9 on 10 against the guy in N3. So 9 on 10 is a pintash check. He's pinned, which doesn't really matter. I should have probably done a fire group, but yeah, I should have done a fire group. Well, let's do these two guys against the same unit as a 10. They don't cower, but what are we looking at here? It is a 3 up 1 for a hindrance, so 4 on 10, which is going to be a disgusting 3 morale check. And he is absolutely not going to make it. So he stripes. Doesn't ELR, but he does stripe. And then let's do 14 flat against the adjacent guy. 6 on 14 is a 2 morale check. Yeah, it's a 2 morale check. Which he barely doesn't make. So he's now a half squad. I do have rate on the machine gun. I have rate on the machine gun, and you know what? I'm going to try the machine gun against the tank and the nearest tank, and that's not going to make it, which is unfortunate. And then this squad with the Eliter is going to do the same against I4 instead. It is a 14 firepower, but that is going to be increased to 9 from the dust. So we are looking at 9 on 14, which is a normal morale check, which they pass with flying colors, and there is no rate of fire. Just double checking to make sure I didn't get any snipers on either side. Yeah, there's no movement to make. I guess technically I could advance. I could assault move this leader and try to go for... You know what? Yeah. Leader's going to assault move. I'm not sure if he retains it. Concealment. I don't really care, and I'm not going to take a shot at him for that move. But in defensive fire, well, you bet, yeah, I'm going to take some shots. Nobody can take shots, so I'm just going to take out the prep fire because there's not going to be an advanced fire phase. Yeah, let's see what kind of damage I can do. So, first and foremost, the 347 and squad in H3, sorry, 348, are going to shoot the guys in the foxhole. So, it's going to be a 12 firepower up 2. So it's an 8 total with the dust. So 8 on 12. We're looking at a 1 morale check and I believe a potential sniper. So 1 morale check. Leader breaks. The fanatics do as well. They will actually ELR. Yeah, they will both break. That is the worst result possible. Sniper, you know, they get it, but yeah, it'll come back to the leader with the crews. Random selection. We've got leader, squad, crew, and crew. So the leader will just blow up. He gets sniped. Which that's, you know, I feel like that is far too normal for me. But you know, he'll die. So a good response at least. Yeah, and then I'm gonna fire group the half squad, squad with the leader, and the 348. I don't know if the 348 picks up. Yeah, it doesn't seem to pick up a hindrance from the tank in front because of the height difference. So we're looking at a 4, 8, 11 firepower up 2 to start with. It is a 10 on 11, which is going to be a pintash check, and they're fine. Yeah, I know it's not the tank. There you go. Perfect. I guess I could have added the whatever. Let's do a 4 up 2. What are we looking at here? 7 on 4 is going to be a pin tash check against those 2 guys. So second guy is pinned. We have a second potential sniper. Oh man, now I don't like it. I don't like when the sniper gets multiple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely closer to the not white phosphorus guys who will break. Yeah. Speaking of, I'm gonna get the the mortar. An 01 is gonna shoot at the guys in 05. Won't get anything, but I will get an acquisition, so I might as well. My range, I don't have rate. No, I don't have rate. It's not a good mortar. So cool. There. I'm gonna shoot the MMGs as well. I think I'll target the same guys. This also doesn't claim it as a hindrance, which I guess makes sense, but 8 firepower up 1 for height advantage only. It's increased to 10 because of the dust, so 10 on 8 is a miss. No rate of fire either, which is pretty standard. I'm going to fire group the LMG in 2 squads, so they are all going to shoot at... I might as well target the leader in squad. So we're looking at a 14 firepower up 1. They will cower. Random selection on which guys cower. So LMG guy, middle guy, and then right guy. So the right guy cowers, which I'm pretty sure is how it works. Let's actually, you know what? Check for sniper first. 3 1s in a row is pretty disgusting, I will say. 1, 2. I don't... Man, there's so many options. I'm gonna pick this guy to break him because I don't like him being adjacent. And if I have to take TEM... Actually, no, I wouldn't have to. There's no TM. Man, 3 1s on snipers. That's gross. If I lose it, it's probably gonna be because of that. Cowering. Oh, you know, it just says the attack. So it's... Wait. No, okay, it's just everybody. So you just shift 1. For whatever, maybe it's just break that I'm thinking of, and I'm confusing with something else. So it was 14, I think I said. So instead of 12, they go down to 8. It was an up 1 shot, so 6 on 8 is a 1 morale check. The leader will pin, and the squad will be fine. So Fnatic is fine. Which is a bummer. Next up, we've got the tanks. So tanks are just going to all shoot at the guys that they already shot at. This time with no movement penalties. So P4 to the adjacent guys. They won't get it despite being adjacent. The tank in P3 is going to shoot at the doubled group. They will get a hit. It's a 45, or sorry, it's a 37, so it's a 4 firepower shot. I don't believe the effect die is going to change on this one, so it's a 3 on 4, which is a 2 morale check. So morale check. Are you... Okay, so I rolled double 12s. I rolled double 12s with a 1 divider twice. Or sorry, once. Because I said 12. Double 12s. That is disgusting. And I think I messed up this guy. Because Fnatic, do you... I know I mentioned it. I do have to remember they're broken in ink and morales, so maybe I hopefully I did not do that. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they're not subject to disruption, but they will be reduced broken only for all purposes of substitution. So they both they're both half squads and they both ELR to conscripts, which is the worst. Which also, now that I think about it, not what I wanted. I guess, yeah. Yeah, I guess they should probably put it differently, but I'm gonna assume they're still Fnatic, even though they're 226s. Because it says Russian 527s are Fnatic, and I assume that status does not go away if they're reduced. But also, I forgot, they're broken as well. I don't know why I didn't mark them as broken. So, yeah, ouch. That gets flipped. The other tank is just gonna pour it on. Why not? I don't believe that's gonna be a hit. No. Excuse me. So fired. This tank is gonna shoot. Nope. This tank is gonna shoot. Nope. Actually, it's +1, -1. And at that range, I just need an 8, so that will be a hit. 5 on 4 is a 1 check. It's a 1 check. Or sorry, yeah, 5 on 4 is a 1 check. This guy will pin, unless they're not subject to pinning, which I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah. So that guy's pinned because his morale is increased by 1. Excuse me, jeez. Alright, I'm gonna drink. I also learned that Gatorade sucks. Or sorry, Powerade sucks. Man, they shouldn't label their things similar. Powerade sucks. I hate their flavors. I know it's important information for people. Alright, so that guy's shot. That guy's shot. This tank will take its shot at the guy above. It doesn't break its gun, thankfully, but it's got nothing else to do now. This will get flipped. And yeah, I think that's it. Like I said, there's no advanced fire phase because they are all shot in the prep fire. They have defensive. Now routes. So attacker, quote unquote, first. They will route out of the foxhole. I don't want to keep them. I don't want to low crawl them because they're not. It's just bad. So they're going to attempt to at least run to the brushes. I think I get to pick where. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't get here. I can get. That's closer there. No, I think I'm gonna try and just go for K8. So the leader will join with. They'll go to J5. Immediately suffer a morale check. Interdicted morale check is 6. So they're fine because the broken. Only because the broken guys. Can you be pinned in? I think they are pinned. Yeah, they're pinned. This like never happens too. But you can be pinned if you're interdicted. Yeah. All right. Well, they're pinned there, so that's bad. Then these two guys are both broken. Honestly, do I get a leader? I get a couple leaders. So let's see if I can get them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because alternatively, I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? This is a better side. Yeah. Japanese, they're just gonna low crawl here because they're out of. They might no, they're not out of LOS. Yeah, no, that's just a good spot. Other than that, everybody, all the broken guys have moved. So advanced phase. I mean, boy, I was hoping not to have to do some of this stuff with such my like limited number of units, but I kind of have to now. Like I didn't want to. I was hoping I'd have at least one more F527, and not two broken half squads now, because I would have thrown at least one against this tank, maybe both, but at least one, just to and for anything to this tank now has to move. It's costing it points. It's got a radio, or it doesn't have a radio, so it has to move as a platoon. Really kind of mess up the mojo that's going on here. Now it doesn't. There are so few units that like it doesn't really matter. So, like, and I'm sure I'm sure one of the criticisms could be, well, you could just retreat, like go, there's no buildings though. These buildings are brush. So where do you go? If I retreat, I'm giving away all the good ground, and I have to come back up over open ground. So, I really don't. I don't quite understand what the scenario is really trying to get you to do. I guess, but maybe it is just like they didn't really think about bonsai or something. So, anyways, let's go with the tank. There's no ambush. Infantry go first. I don't believe fanaticism gets you anything. I don't think you can. I don't see anything special against tanks. You just don't take the patsy, so which is nice. They'll miss, and oh, you know what? Actually, they don't have a usable MG. That just brings the number down by 1, which is still 7. So they're, nothing happens. The tank can't fight back because they don't have a machine gun. So they'll have to move essentially, but yeah, the stakes aren't that bad when there's such a big hole essentially in the line. Over here in the continued one, the Fanatics will go first. They're at a 1-to-1 with no modifier. It is hand to hand, so they will get a kill, and the Japanese will also get a kill. So kind of the perfect ratio. The MMG, I believe, also blows up because of the 1 die roll. I think I'd have to do a separate DR and see if I roll less than the number required. So, for example, if you were just on a regular CC and you rolled a 1 on your colored die and you were at a ratio of 1 to 2, your number is 4. So you would have to roll a die and see if you get under 4, or 4 or less, I believe. You can equal the number. It would blow it up the MMG. In this case, a hand-to-hand, 1 to 2, 6. You can't roll less, or you can't roll more than a 6. So on 1 die, obviously, or 1 6-sided die. So yeah, it just blows up. Also, it's -1. So, anyways, whatever. It goes away. Yeah. Okay. Well. Just bad. There's not much. I don't really know what to say other than yikes, and I might have to call it at the end of this turn. We'll see. Obviously, we'll see, but yeah, things are not looking good. So turn 2, Japanese. It's just no weather change. In the rally phase, a bunch of rallies to do. So this DM status technically goes away. I could keep it, but there's literally no point. This guy has self-rally capability. I'm just gonna toss this LMG out. Screw it. So I'm gonna try and self-rally the half squad. Unfortunately, they actually, you know what? They have to retain DM as well. And then I will try to self-rally the crew. Fortunately, they don't make it, but they're very close. This can go away. And then the Russians won't get the leader. So, and also their DM also stays on. Cool. So, prep fire phase, I mean, honestly, tank in L3 is going to keep shooting. It has, no, it's going to miss by like 1, which is unfortunate. Yeah, this tank as well, it's going to shoot, it's not going to hit. This tank as well, shoot, not going to hit. This should be flipped. Now, I could shoot with these tanks, but honestly, I think I'm just going to overrun or try to do something along those lines. Because why not? Mortar in 01 is going to... He'll shift. You know what? I'm going to try the MMGs first against the Foxhole guy. It's an 11 on 8, which isn't anything. They do have rate of fire, so they will shoot again. It's a 10 on 8, which again does nothing. Just 1 off. I don't get rate of fire a second time. They're prepped. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm just gonna mortar the same location, unless... Yeah, I'll mortar them. Screw it. Nope. But this goes over here. Cool. You know what? I don't need these counters anymore because neither of them have mortar, so I can't get confused. I should just do noid phosphorus. And then I think I'll do... Yeah, I'll do a 14 firepower up 1. Okay, well, LMG breaks. These guys have cowered twice in a row. That's kind of gross. It's pretty gross. You know what? I'm thinking these guys need to go. Yeah, you know what? I'll do a 6 firepower up 1. 8 on 6 is a pintash check against guy in M5, who passes barely, but passes. Yeah, I think that's just what I'm gonna do, because that guy is a 448. Yeah, you know what? We'll go into movement phase. Yeah, we'll go into movement phase. The leader and 448 are going to declare bonsai. Their target is the guy in the foxhole. So they will bonsai, go there. They will take a 14. Okay, well, it doesn't matter if they cower or not. That's just 2 guys dead. I mean, they don't cower, but it's 2 guys dead. Which is frustrating, but okay. And then squad in I4 is going to assault move to J4. This guy's going to subsequent. It's an assault move, so it's just a down 1 for the attack. The LMG had rate, so technically has rate again. So instead of 14, it is a 9. So we're looking at a 9 on 9, which is just a pintash check, which they pass. This guy's now final fired. Could run this guy, but I'm kind of feeling that's throwing away a unit here. Oh, you know what? I wasn't thinking about that. I should have done that. yeah, these guys will declare bonsai. So, 2. Four. This guy will take a 10 down 2. 7 on 10. So 1 morale check. His morale is increased by 1 for being bonsai, so, and he doesn't pin. So this guy's just first fired. And there's 4 residual. He then goes in for 6. Pretty sure it's 6. He has to, he's going to shoot. It's a triple halved, so 7.5, which is just 7, down 2. So it's a 4 on 7. Looking at a 2 morale check, which they will not pass and stripe as a result. I really should have said, yeah, I should have bonsai'd the whole group. Because this guy is now occupied, this leader can just go in with this other leader, and they are now CC'd as well. Excuse me. Oops. Yeah. I guess, you know what? That's very gross, but I will do it. Because I'm just playing against myself. I actually don't know. So question is, can you overrun with nothing? Where is my chart here? If I go to my charts, my vehicle cards, vehicle ordnance, or vehicle blah. I need the Type 97 B to K. Their button-up overrun is 4. Well, you know what? That's not that bad. So, yeah, you know what? They'll all start. This squad gets to attempt. Never mind. That counts as a first fire. So these tanks have all started in motion now. Now overrun is. Why do I always forget the value of the movement cost here. Quarter plus cost of terrain. So quarter's 4, and going uphill is 5, unless it's brush, where it's 6. Well, yeah, no, 6. I forget if I said 7 or not. So the question is does it make more sense if I go here for 5? Yeah, you know what? Yep. They're gonna go. All their acquisitions go away. I need to move these out of the way here. So all their acquisitions go away. These guys move. These guys move. And then with 5 total, or sorry, 6 total, because to get up here was 5. They already spent 1. Now they're both going to declare overruns against these guys. And this guy is just going to go uphill. So, excuse me. Overrun, uphill. This is the costliest one. So that's 4 plus going uphill, which is another 5. So I spent 16 to or 15 total so far. I got 2 overruns to do. Now both of these guys are in open ground, so they don't have to take a patsy because they are well, they're not concealed, but they don't have to take a patsy because they're fanatic. Anyways, there's no CC reaction fire essentially that they can take because it's overrun. So like I was saying, my chart, my my unit cards say that the button up overrun is 4 on these guys, since there's no machine guns to add. So If we check our options here, it's base 4. It doesn't increase or decrease. If nobody's concealed, so it's not halved. None of the vehicles are eliminated before doing it, so that's not halved or anything. We go straight to overrun DRMs. Armor leader. So armor leader will provide a -1 for one of the guys. There is no TEM. They're both in open, so they'll both get a -1. And yeah, that's it. So we'll do the guy without the leader first. Overrun firepower. It's not. I don't believe that overruns count as an IFT roll. Like, it's an IFT, but it's an IFT to determine the amount of damage you do. I don't believe that it counts, and an overrun counts as like an IFT attack. So let's double check here just in case. But I believe it's counted as like its own thing. How do they calculate it here? Because it's your firepower base, you know, it just counts as overrun firepower. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that there's no modifier here, so the dust won't count, and that's the important part. So no dust counting here. It is a 5 on 4, so we're looking at a 1 morale check against this fanatic guy. He will break. Worst possible result. Same idea over here, except there's a -2 instead. So it'll be a 6 on 4, which is just a normal morale check. And this guy will pin. And because he's pinned, he can't actually attack. He can't do CC reaction fire. You can't do it in reaction to overrun. You have to be unmarked or first fired. I mean, okay, so no. So technically, there's a bunch of options. The pinned is the one that prevents you from CC reaction fire. So yeah. I'm gonna mark him as CC, but technically this DM guy will be able to route away. Although I say that, no, he'll be able to route away. Because you can't. Yeah, he'll be able to route away. Other than that, so now everybody's busy essentially, which is great for me because it means I can do stuff like CXing this leader. Then this leader will go. What's my numbers here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can get there for 7, 8. Which isn't exactly what I want. Whereas instead I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this guy can't route anywhere, and he's absolutely dead. Yeah, I'm actually fine with that. This melee I can toss to the side here. Yeah, the question is, so I think I forgot to put residual here, and I don't remember what the number was. So I'm gonna do how worth it is the, you know what, screw it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because that's if I was playing against somebody else, that's probably the cheesy, like, you know, if I really wanted to win the scenario, that's what I would do. As you know, cheesy / sleazy as that could be, that I think is the move to do. Residuals will come off. This guy, even though he's first fired, will shoot a 5 flat, which I don't think will do anything because it turns into a 10. These guys are already final fired, so he can't do anything. and there's nobody else available to shoot. Advanced fire phase, you know, it's a 4 flat. It'll cower, but it's a 3-on-2. 3-on-2 is a 1 morale check, and they will break. So that guy's also screwed, and then this guy, no. Which I guess I should be thankful, because I think a 2 here, no, I would have still gotten something. Yeah. It would have been a 3 firepower. Well, I would have. It would have been a normal morale check, and I guess like with the morale check that I got out of it, I would have accepted it. But whatever, not the end of the world. Especially since I'm just gonna advance. So that's it for advanced fire phase. So don't need to do anything else. And then routes, and then here's the problem: is that the defender is now hosed. Like there's nothing that they can do to prevent, you know, any of this. This guy's just gonna low crawl to I3 since he can go there. I think that's it for the Japanese DM status stuff. So now for the Russians, this guy has to route. So we'll just, you know, tank. He can't go anywhere without being adjacent. So immediately he's dead. So that entire squad gone. CC can go away. Viola. Next up, we have this squad out in the open. Same idea. There's nowhere that they can route without now being adjacent, closer to an enemy unit, etc. So, and they're in the open. They're just straight up dead. So that's 2 5.27s that lost for free. Well, free. And then this gang, they can't route anywhere. Again, they're adjacent, which, you know, they legally can't stay that way. They can see. These guys can see this guy, so they can't route into the foxhole, even if, you know, they somehow could be. They can't because it's getting closer, so they lose. They just lose these guys as well. There's massive failure to route cutoffs. So yeah, if you're ever playing this game and you wanna eliminate units, you know, for free, essentially go that route. So with all that said and done, advances. I can advance yonder, Hugh, this guy. The leader can go down. Why not? These guys can go up. Sure. This guy's CX'd. This guy's gonna attempt CC. Yeah. Is there anything I'm missing here? You know, screw this nipple stuff on this bottle. Just give me the friggin'. There. What a silly design. Alright. Yeah, okay, so I just got a bunch of CCs to resolve. And it might be the end, to be honest. So we'll just do we'll do left to right, why not? So over here, no ambush. It's a 1-2, down 1. Which thankfully for the Japanese, that will reduce them. But unfortunately they will get killed as in response. So this is now a 2-2-7, which isn't great. Over here it's a 1-1, down 1, which will be a casualty reduction and a kill. So he takes a wound check. They're both dead, which is, you know, kind of what I was expecting. Over here, the Fanatics. I should have said also that they all stopped afterwards for the 16 total, because there's no sense them staying in motion. So the Fanatics are pinned. So you know, there's a -1, but there's a +1 for them being pinned. Or sorry, they're halved. No wait, sorry. Against vehicles, it's +1. So, so yeah, they need a 4, and they get a -1. That will immobilize this tank. Which, whatever. Then this turns into a melee. And then over here, same deal as before. It's a 1 to 2, down 1. So this would be another casualty reduction, and then the squad will get its revenge. So we have another 227 that remains. So, sorry, that was CC phase. So that's it for that. Russian turn 2. I mean, weather, no change. Rally phase. There's a self-rally attempt they can make. They don't get crew. Will rally. Do I get a repair? No. And then, I mean, prep fire, like, sure, I will do a 4 firepower flat against that guy, which goes to 7, which is a pin task check. They're fine. No rate of fire, so this guy is burnt out. Oops, I forgot to take off pins. There. And then this 227 is going to take a glory shot at the 448 because they're screwed. There's nowhere for them to move without being immediately doubled on firepower, so they might as well stay where they are. There's no movement phase even possible, so it's defensive fire phase. Yeah, let's just see what I can get here. So 8 firepower up 1. It is a 7 on 8, which is a 1 morale check. They are fine. Actually, they're pinned. Not fine, they're pinned. Sniper doesn't activate. Thank Christ. I mean, I can't affect the tank, so I'm just gonna have both squads. Like, yeah, against a tank, because I can't actually affect the tank, there's no point not shooting into a melee. Like, I hate shooting into a melee with infantry on both sides, because again, like, I find that shitty, but a tank isn't vulnerable, so you're not, what harm does it do by shooting at your own troops in that circumstance? So, I'm looking at a 12 firepower up 2. So 9 on 12 is a normal morale check, and you know, for all the snipers, I'm glad that at least it evens out that way. Actually, no, the melee stays. But wow, okay. Actually, you know what? The melee goes away because this guy's just dead. There's nothing that can happen that doesn't outright kill him. This guy will shoot back as a 6 up 3. Nope. The mortar will take a shot, because why not? It doesn't have white phosphorus. The 2 hit brings it far out of range. I do have rate of fire, so I will shoot a second time. Essentially the same result. 8. Because of acquisition, I do get a hit. That won't do anything. I do have acquisition, so I will shoot 3rd time. I will get another hit. 6 on a 3 pin task check, which whatever, they will be pinned. I do have rate, so we'll keep shooting. And I don't have anything else there now. Same idea, other mortar to hit. Nope. We'll flip this. MMGs. Sorry, I gotta mark this. MMGs will do an 8 up 2. It is an 8 on 8, so normal morale check. They will pin a second time. The sniper come out. It does 2-5. He'll go here and pin this guy. Which, whatever. I did have rate of fire, so again, nope. Yeah, nope. Takes it out of affected territory. I mean, do I have a straight shot from here to there? I do. That's gross. All right. Well, to hit. Total's 8. No, I'm off because of TEM and other stuff. Second tank also takes a shot. Won't get anything. Also gets acquisition there. And then third tank. Nope. Alright. And then that is... I mean, 4-1, whatever. 7 pin test check. They're already pinned. So yeah. Defensive. Everybody's shot, so no need to do prep fire stuff. Routes. This guy has to route, even if he's in a melee. Like, I guess technically, if you're in a melee, it's automatic. So it's kind of like pick your poison. Like, I'll just shove them there, I guess. No, wait, they can't go there, so they have to go here. And that happens after the route phase. I don't know. I think this guy loses DM since nothing can affect him. But that's essentially what happens. Advanced phase, I mean, I could literally shuffle this guy. Actually, no, I can't because he's pinned. So it doesn't matter. I could move him over, but like nothing happens. They're just all screwed no matter what anyways. So yeah, no CC, nothing to do there. Yeah, take off pins. Turn 3. Weather, no change. Rallies, this guy can't rally, keeps his DM. Gonna try and self-rally this guy. Doesn't make it. I don't think there's... Oh, repair. Hey, LMG comes back. Yeah, I mean... Prep fire phase. Mortar on the right. Will get a hit. Despite dust because of the acquisition. Yeah, because of his acquisition. Gets a hit. It is a 6-on-3, which is a pin test check. They will pass it. Sniper doesn't activate. I don't have a rate on the first mortar. So that guy's prepped. Second mortar, I forgot about that. This guy is supposed to be... I forgot that they stripe. That's disgusting. I forgot about that striping. Mortar on the left takes a shot. Will also get a hit. No rate. Nothing on effect. 8 firepower. Machine guns up 2. Won't get anything. No rate. Pretty typical. Honestly, like, yeah, not much else to say. I could take a shot with one of my tanks. I don't really think it's worth it. You know what? I've already got 3 tanks on Overwatch, so screw it. Tank 1 to a hit. Gets a hit. Or actually, is he -1? He's just a -1. No. Won't get a hit. Gets acquisition. Second tank to hit. Okay, hold on here. So he's a -1. He'll get a hit. Doesn't get crit though, which is the important part that I was looking for. It's an 8, so it doesn't do anything because you don't get dust on it. Last tank to hit. Won't get anything. No rates. Actually, doesn't have rate, so it doesn't matter. What a load of butt. Okay, so we'll go into movement phase. 348 over on this side goes, goes to L3 for 2 and continues to K4. The half squad will take a shot there as an 8 down 2. It is a 9 on 8, which is a pin task check. These guys are pinned, which is not what I want. This leader loses CX, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys are DM'd. Squad with the CX loses its CX. Assault moves up to J5. It will take a subsequent fire. So it's just down 1, but it is a 6 on 4, which is a normal morale check, which they are fine. Do they draw a sniper? They do not. Okay, that's what I'm looking for here. And that'll probably be nail in the coffin. So 348 is going to go up for 2 and then 3. These guys have to shoot because why wouldn't you? It's a 4 down 2. It's a 7 total. It's a pin task check. We get another potential sniper check. Nothing happens. These guys are first fired. These guys are moved. Yeah. This guy will CX. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really need to do anything else. Like, I do need to do other stuff, but not in sense. So, we'll do 1, 2, 3. Although I could do 3, whatever. This guy's assault moves, this guy's assault moves. Is there anything else for me to do? Yeah, I might have had, probably should have had a guy in that side. But is there anybody else that can move? No, everybody's shot. Defensive fire. I mean, I can do a final. I'll do against this 448. Nope. Pretty sure there's nothing else to do. Advanced fire phase. I mean, yeah, I might as well. It's a 3. It's 11. I'm not gonna include this guy because whatever. Bring it up to 14. 14 of 2. Yeah, 13 on 14, nothing. Wasn't, I guess, no matter what, it wasn't gonna hit, but it's kind of a shame. The LMG equipped guy, it's a 6 up 2. It is a 5 total with dust. So 5 on 6 is a 1 morale check. And that guy has, I mean, he's pinned again. But wow, that guy is the only guy that's really just been a standout performance here. Literally no point for me to use any of these tanks. So I will do this just to change their turrets to both face that way. Not that it really matters, but whatever. And then we go into route phase. So routes, I have this guy here. There's nowhere for him to go because he's, I believe. So this guy can technically route 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. No, he can't. He can't go here because he's closer. There's nowhere else for him to go. So they lose another. Oops. They lose another 227 off the back end there. Off of a route. These guys, very interesting because I don't think they can see him. So they can technically get closer. But the range is 4 here. So the question is, they're staying within the limits. That's 4 to get there. Now do they see this guy? No. Now the problem is okay, so I should be doing this one at a time, because by getting here, like, my destination Like, I guess I'll designate I9. Like, how would I have to do this? I would designate J9, I guess. This is 4, 5. I can't get there, though. Yeah, and then, like, 5. But then I get interdicted. So, morale check. He's dead. And then this other guy does the same idea. Morale checked. And, yeah, he's not... He survives. But, you know, half squad out in the open now. There's nowhere else for him to go. Yeah. Again. Advanced phase. I'm not gonna fuck around, so let's just do this. This guy can occupy that territory. You can go into brush. LMG guy will go into the foxhole territory. Leader will just go adjacent. MMGs can move up. I haven't thought about moving up the MMGs. I don't think I'm advanced them last turn. Yeah, CC phase. Got 2 of them. Over here, the Fanatics are just going to target the 448 just to be 1 to 2, because otherwise I think they would fail it. The Japanese are at a 3 to 1, so they're going to win that easily. And the Fanatics don't turn the exchange. I forgot to advance that guy there. And then over here at the targeted Foxhole Deluxe here, I got a 2 to 1 for the Japanese. It's 2 to 1 down 1, which might actually not do anything. No, I will get a kill. Okay, phew. I just barely get it. Well, yeah, I barely get the kill. 1 to 2 for the Russians. They will not secure it. So, actually, it would be 1 to 4, but whatever. LMG stays, and I get control of Foxhole. Now the problem with the scenario is now there's only 1 of the original units on board for the Russians. In turn 3, they get reinforcements. So their reinforcements consist of, and they would all lose concealment immediately because they're coming from off board, and I gotta move because I now have a 5-turn timer for them to get up the board. And the problem is that they're, I mean, look, is that 5? Yeah, okay. 5 copies. So, they get a 9-2, they get an 8-1. They get 3 light machine guns, which is like nothing, really. 3 light machine guns, and 4 BT5s. M34s. Now, you know, BT5s aren't bad. Not by a long shot. Like, there's nothing to particularly shit on BT5s. And my setup allows me, or I am allowed to come in from the east or northern side of the board. As you might imagine, coming on from the north side of the board, no matter where, death trap against these guys. Not that the 37s are like crazy or whatever, but 37 size gun is still an 8 to kill. And like for most intents and purposes, it's going to be a -2 or -1 only for the Russians when they get hit. Vice 45L, which is a real good gun. It's a 10 to kill, but it's more about getting the hits against the Japanese tanks, which are all super small. And I mean, 3 on the turret, it's nothing to scoff at. It really kind of depends on where they get shot, but yeah, suffice to say, their armor is pretty good comparatively, but the size is really what matters the most. And I cannot get up this hill fast enough. And I mean, yeah, it's like I'll play a turn of it, but I really, really, really don't think I can get a win out of this. Say I do this split, LMG. We have 2 to the 9 2s and 1 to the 8 1. All these tanks. These, do they have radios? They don't have radios either. Okay. These guys come on the road. The tanks come in from off board anywhere. Excuse me. So let's do this. I'm gonna try and be as cheesy as possible here, and I don't think it'll work, but might as well. So, rally phase. I can attempt a self rally, and that's how you start it at the very least. Okay. So, that's the field promotion. If I remember correctly, it just goes straight to field promotion. Because it's the first one. Yeah. So, rally's automatic. DR. Say leader creation. I got a +1. So there's a 6-1 leader there now. Excuse me. So they rally and get a 6-1. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna shit on that. That's good. I don't think it's really gonna help, but whatever. Prep fire phase. I mean, there's nothing for me to do. I could waste a prep fire on this guy, but honestly, I just kind of need to chuck him out of foxhole or something. Movement phase. Okay, so here's where things get interesting. I'm gonna chuck these guys first because screw it. Leader allows them some movement bonus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could shoot with this squad with the LMG. I'm not going to, but they're gonna have target priority problems immediately, essentially. 9-2 and the guys with are gonna declare CX. Nobody can really shoot at them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8. And I think they're still relatively safe, so I'm not gonna shoot. I'm not sure if this guy might see him, but it's tricky, so I'm just gonna wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think this guy could see him, so they'll just have to wait. And these tanks will come in from off board, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. Now to overrun, this would be quarter, so 6 plus cost of terrain. I can just barely overrun, so this guy's going to declare overrun on the crew. And I have to remember, this should be, probably still be, yeah, it's, what? Why would you do it that way? Okay, so this guy declares overrun. I don't, should have kept my other thing open. Vehicles, Russian vehicles. BT5M34 is is 10 overrun. There's no modifiers. 10 on 10? Really? 10 on 10, conditional task check. They are fine. because they're striped only, so they have a morale of 8. That's where I can't undo it. Although, you know what? I can do this. That should be here. We'll delete this guy, and he should be striped. There. Now he gets the reaction, CC reaction fire, because he's not pinned. So, he didn't blow up the tank, so at least there's that. These guys are still in motion. And this guy is in melee. Yeah, actually, yeah. So, because these guys can see these tanks, they're gonna declare a motion attempt. They've seen them for more than 6, so they get to turn their turrets for free. So we're gonna have him turn it like that. Same idea, and he's just gonna turn it that way. Same idea for this guy. He's gonna turn his turret, oops, like that to face this way. And then these guys, let's reset this. So, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 17, shit, 19, 21, then stop for 22. And it's crazy, but I need them to shoot at stuff. I need them to no matter what. This guy's gonna attempt a motion attempt, which he gets for free because he's spent more than 6. He'll turn his turret. Same idea. Yeah. 4 firepower. Up 1. It's a 7 on 4, which is a pin test check. They pass easily. Sniper does activate. You gotta be kidding me. 4-3 here. The nearest. Oh, it is these guys. So random selection leader and squad leader dies. He's just dead. This guy's bounding. Oops. Bounding fired. Nothing else for them to do. Everybody's moved. Defensive fire. The guy in the foxhole is going to attempt to shoot at the guys out there. And it still would have seen it. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Not CX'd. So it's a 6 flat. 6 on 6 is a 1 morale check. So we'll do sniper check first. Alright, 1 morale check. Leader's fine. Squad is fine. 1 breaks. And another 12. Yeah, he breaks. Alright. Did I get rate of fire? I did. So I'll shoot 4 flat against the other guy. He's fine. 10, there's 1 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure, 4 flat against the guy there. 6 on 4, normal. He's fine. Barely, but he's fine. Yeah. Advanced fire phase, none. Like I'll do a 2 up 2. Yeah, nothing. But nothing really else to do. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do this during the defensive. 1 MMG will shoot at the rear tank. Total's 8. It's gonna be a hit. 2 kills, nothing. I do have rate, so make the same shot. It's a critical. but I don't think that really matters because you can't get critical on machine guns. But I do have rate. Nope. So that shot. So second gun now shoots the same guy essentially, gets a hit. Okay, so that's a turret hit. The turret hit is inferior, or the turret's inferior, so it's only one armor instead of 2. Range is 5. I get a +1 to the kill. So my kill modifier is 5. And the armor brings it up to, changes the number to 6. So I'm off by 1. I don't get anything if I'm 1 above for a machine gun. So we'll just go straight back into to hit. I'll get another hit. I will not get a to kill. And that'll be it for the machine guns. So whoopsie, but glad I got that done. Alright, advanced phase. I mean, I'm gonna throw the 226 in there to try and, clog that up. I can't really go anywhere. Like the 447 without a machine gun, I guess will go. That's about it. And these guys can run up one. CC phase. Oh, you know what? Routes. I forgot to do routes. Well, routes would be like 1, 2, blah. There. And then nobody else to route. So, CC. So 1 to 2. No modifier, no nothing. It's not even hand to hand because it's the Russians doing it, so they don't get anything. And then 2 to 1 for the Japanese. The Russians could run away, but there's literally no point. Because I get in this foxhole, but they're gonna get blasted, so it doesn't matter. Like control there isn't really important. Over here, the crew is going to attempt. They won't get anything. The in motion tank. So if they're in motion, they would go. Yeah, I think it's still 2 to 1 because they're still halved. That'll be enough for a kill. So this crew is vaporized. The mortar stays there, but this is no longer a melee. Alright. Turn. Yeah, I forgot about that. Turn 4 Japanese. Weather. No change. I forgot to take off that. There we go. Rally. There's no rallies. Oh. How did I forget about this guy completely? Huh. We're just gonna say he's here now. Cause that, yeah, that's, I don't know how I think I thought he must have been a support weapon for some. I must have blanked out hard. Weird. Try to rally. Gets it. Doesn't get it. So one guy comes back. Game goes away. CX is for the leader only. There. Okay. Prep fire phase. Tank 1 shoots at first tank to hit. Miss somehow. Tank 2, same shot, same tank. Will also be a miss. Disgusting. Tank 3 shoots at tank in motion. Also will be a miss. Disgusting. Tank 4 is going to also shoot at the first tank. That will be a hit. I don't remember which one is which. You will get a hit on this guy. It is a turret. It is a side turret hit. There's one, basically just one armor. That is an equal. So my 2 kill is 8. I don't believe I get any modifiers for range. Nope. So that is equal. That'll be a shock result because it was against the turret. Where's my bad stuff? Shock result. Tank immediately stops. This guy's fired. Tank 2 or tank 5 will shoot at this guy in the back. To hit will be another hit, just barely, but it's a hit. And then that'll be a kill. Won't be a brew up, but it will be a kill. It's against the hull, but it should just be one. Yeah, so that's this guy. That guy blows up. I should do this first. This first. There we go. Flips. Flips. Thank you. This guy's blown up. That guy. Like that. This tank in M5 will. I mean, I'm just gonna shoot at the rear tank. I don't think there's any hindrance that can come of it because of height. There's a height advantage. So, yeah, it's a hit. It is a hit barely because I have and only because I have my leader actually. So, to kill isn't anything, but I'll mark it there. And this guy gets a acquisition of 1. Cool. So that's all my rep fire. Yeah, I don't think there's any. Well, MMG1. Yeah, against the rear guy. Why not? Hit barely. 2 kill. No, because I need a 4. I think at least. Yeah, I need a 4 for an effect. So first machine gun doesn't get anything. Second machine gun also gets a hit. Also will not get anything. And no follow up. Mortar has nothing to shoot at. So yeah, I might move him. Yeah, maybe the play is to move him. Okay. Movement phase. 348 assault moves into the foxhole. I don't want to waste all of these guys shooting at him, but I don't think these guys are. I think they're pigeonholed to shoot him. So, what was this 12, 14, 14 up 1. 8 on 14 is a 1 morale check. They pin. That was no bueno. Does anybody else want to shoot? I could do a. Do they have a shot? I'm gonna shoot. Yeah, they have a shot. They're in range. It's a 6 flat? No. Okay. Well. 1, 2, 3. This guy will take a shot as a 4 flat? No, up 1. 7 on 4 pin test check. They're fine. And then this guy's CX goes away. 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy might as well CX. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 3, 4, 8 will CX. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy will CX. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5, 6, I guess. Get from there. Yeah. Oh, mortar. 1, 2, 3. Their acquisition goes away. These guys don't have an acquisition because they don't exist anymore. There. So it's movement phase, defensive fire phase. I mean, tank 1 against tank. It will be a hit. Or sorry, actually, will it be? Because I'm it's off by 1. My bad. Because I mean, the armor would have prevented it anyways, but I forgot they're double small plus the button up, so they're off by 1, which is terrible because they really need something, and that is not the something that they need. So you're fired. I mean, I might as well. Same target. Definitely will be a hit. Will be a kill. Also turns into a burning wreck. So let's clone this guy. Turn him. There we go. Turns him into a burning wreck. That goes away. Smoke. We got blaze. Then on top of that, we got a sniper. Sniper's activated. Worst time for it. It'll go to the melee and break the guy in the melee. Which, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Advanced fire phase. None. None that I need to do or want to do, really. Routes. This guy's in the melee, so that gets resolved then. Is there anybody else? No. Advanced phase. You guys can go to... Oops. I don't know why the hell I did that. You guys can go to a higher power. You can stay there. I forgot to move this guy. We'll just go in there. CX guy goes there. MMGs can advance 1. Why not? Mortar is going to go to a higher level. There. This should give me sight on both foxholes. Let's... Oh, this guy with the LMG goes up. That's it. CC phase. I mean, the fanatics have to try and retreat. So I get a -4. So it's a 2-to-1 plus everything else and a -4. They're just auto dead. So they're just kaput. There's no way that was ever going to survive. Yeah. Alright, turn 4 for the Russians. Weather, no change. We can take off pins and stuff. These guys are in the foxhole. Actually, are they allowed to? Maybe not. Rallies. We'll start with the potential rally over here. Just barely makes it. Tank flipped over to potential unknown kill. Yeah, prep fire. I mean, to an 8 firepower up 1 against this guy. 7 on 8 is a 1 check. He's fine. Tank gun will shoot at the immobilized tank. No, breaks their main armament. That off. So you're kind of done. This tank, same idea. Shoots. We'll get a hit. Oh, no, we'll get a hit, yeah. It will be a turret hit. It's a turret hit from the front. Armor increases by 2, so it's off by 1. Off by 1 on the turret is a possible shock, and they will pass because they need an 8 or less. And I think the leader applies to that. So they get their shot off. They do have rate of fire, so they'll shoot a... Never mind. Huh. That's like enough for me to call it, to be honest. What else I got in prep fire? 447 shoots as a 4-2. Contest check. First guy, second guy. First guy pins. Other guy's fine. Sniper. Nope. This guy's prepped. Movement phase. I gotta take off CXs. And I have to split this group in 2. So Assault move. I should have done the other one first, but assault move, I mean, look, I gotta fire group these guys together. There's literally no reason not to. So it's a 2, 5, 11 firepower flat. They cower, so they'll go down to 6. So they're fine, surprisingly. First, these guys are all first. This guy will assault move. They'll take it, you know, they'll take a subsequent. Why not? That is a 2 firepower shot, and this is a so it's 5 flat. They'll cower. What the heck? So nothing. Man, they got up for free. That's impressive. That's not how that's supposed to work. And then these guys, I mean, they'll lose CX. I might as well go up 1, 2, 3. And just reinforce. There's nothing else for me to do, to be honest. Defensive fire will do final against the big stack. Take off residuals. So it's a 3 flat. Not what I'm looking for. 4 firepower against the guy in the open. Is a 4 flat. Nope. Squad with the LMG. Should have picked up the other one, but whatever. Actually, no, it wouldn't matter. 6 flat. 9 on 6. Man, I just can't. I'm getting the worst numbers here for my dust. I've rolled 5. In the last dust ones that matter. 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6. Unbelievable. MG1 against rear tank. No. MG 2 against the rear tank. We'll get a hit. Nothing. No rate of fire on either. So they're first fired. My mortar guy, does he get to see this? He does. Where's the hindrance? What? Where's the hindrance? Oh, from the blaze. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, I just criticaled. So doubles. So instead of 6, it's 12. I don't think the effect die is impacted because it's ordnance stuff. So we're looking at a 7 on 12, which is a 1 morale check. 8-1 first, he's fine. Squad breaks. Ridiculous. He can't see anybody. Armored leader is gonna shoot at the tank that he shot at prior. He makes it specifically because of the hindrance, or the hindrance acquisition. It will be kill. It won't be under. It's just a kill, which honestly doesn't really matter because it's malfunction gun. But you know, whatever. That's flipped. There's no chance for extra shot. Hail Mary against the tank? No, okay, good. This tank is gonna keep shooting at the possible kill one. Gets a hit. Nope, off by 1, I believe. This guy, same idea. Miss somehow. We'll also shoot at him. Also is a miss. And that's pretty much it. Advanced fire phase. I mean, I will attempt a 6 firepower flat. Nope. That's pretty much it. Routes. These guys have to route. They have to route this away. Actually, oh my god. Okay, so these guys can route to F3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. No. So I have to route to D4. So I'm gonna route the leader. No, it'll just be the squads. Take some morale check. Interdiction. You're okay. You're fucked. Doesn't matter. Yep, you're dead. Other guy. He's fine. Gets down here. Has to take another one. He will become a half squad. And then when he's here, he's free. Okay. I wish I had one. Only had a squad. Go for the control. You guys go there. You guys go there. Literally all I can do. CC phase. There is one CC. There's one CC. It is a no ambush chance. The squad leader. It's a 5-3, which is 3-2. 3-2 for the Russians. Doesn't get anything, even with a -1, and it'll be a 1-2 by the Japanese, which also gets nothing. We go to turn 5. Honestly, like the more I'm playing this, the more I'm willing to call it. Let's see, weather, no change. Rally, I get it back, which is ridiculous. Can't take off the pins. Nothing else for me to pick up or do. Prep fire phase. I mean, I forgot to put the counter, but this mortar has a nice juicy 1 there, so why not to hit? With the smoke, which I think is just a +1, it will be a hit. It won't be enough for anything though. So that guy's prepped. Oh, I forgot to do this guy. 4 eliminated. Alright, cool. Didn't matter. Oh. You know, sometimes you know you're an idiot, and you're just like, whatever, sure. Tank with leader against other tank. Definitely a hit. I think I'm off by 1 again, which doesn't really matter because this guy's just getting actually potential shock. Sorry. So they are shocked. I'm not sure who else would have been affected, or if it came down to whatever. 448 shoots at the 447, 4 flat, doesn't matter. The MMGs, because I'm an idiot and forgot, can absolutely slice and dice the guys in I4. So it's an 8-1. They're lucky, but I do have rate, so I'll shoot again. 8 on 8, normal morale check. Leader is fine. Okay, how? I've rolled 12s 5 times against the Russians. Like, I'm sure of it. I'm 100% sure of it. I have a rate of fire, so I will shoot again. Pintash check against the leader. You've got to be kidding me. Something out there is trolling me. Squad with the LMG against 447, 6 flat. 8 on 6 is a Pintash check. They are pinned. Oh, this guy came back. Oh, that's pretty much GG at that point. I can mark this. I mean, it's GG no matter what, because I can just move these tanks and then like be behind them, because essentially at this point, oh, excuse me. Ugh. So essentially at this point, I mean, I shouldn't take that off. So I can do a 14 firepower up 1. 10 on 14 is a pin task check. He's already pinned. So they'll just be like this. So the problem, quote unquote, now is okay, so what do the Russians do? Or what can be done essentially? We'll just go straight into movement phase. This guy will declare CX 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll say the Russians shoot him. What doesn't get anything. That's 5, 6, 7. So this guy's first fired. These guys can't shoot because there's nobody there anymore. This guy will declare CX 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This squad can literally just stay there. These guys can declare CX. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These tanks will decide to move, so they'll move for 1. I'll just change their tanks. So they start for 1, 2. They get 1 free turn, so 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. What am I looking at here? 8, 13. 13, 14, 15, and then stop for 16. These guys are both facing the other way, which is great. They have radios, so they spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then they'll next turn, like, they'll stop because there's no sense being in motion. But they can essentially next turn just continue shooting. We'll say this guy does whatever. We'll take that roll away and do a proper one. It's a 2 firepower shot. Flat, so it's still 4 on 2, which is a 1 morale check against these guys. One guy they'll both stripe. This guy becomes a 1 thing, so he's a half squad now. And this guy will stripe. So at least he redeems himself somewhat. No sniper to real punish. And yeah, okay, so we go into advanced fire phase. There's none to do. I mean, I could technically do a 2 up 1. You gotta be kidding me. Normal morale check. Leader. I'm so mad as the Russian player right now. So leader breaks. This half squad is dead. I'm just gonna toss the LMG over there. And then that guy's fine. So this leader breaks. And then we go to route phase because there's literally nobody to shoot now, or that can shoot really. So route phase, these guys are eliminated, just straight up, gone. And that's pretty much it. Like, there's nothing. There are no other counters. There's no, like. There's this guy. Sure, this guy's going to die. And then in the advanced phase, we're just going to toss. The 448 is going to go in there. What do we got here? I have 7. Yeah, so 10. And then you can go in there. You can advance. You can just move away, whatever. You can go uphill, and you guys are fine there. So then we'll just do this one for shits and giggles. It's a 1-2, down 1. That's a kill automatically. And then the Russians don't get anything in return. So that's ridiculous. And then over here, it's a 2-1, hand to hand. So I got what I needed to kill. I can do a 1-2 because why not? And they won't get it. They're one off. Actually, no, they will get a casualty reduction. So we'll do in this order. So 3-4-8, 4-4-8, and then the 3-4-8. They literally. Okay, well, you know what? At least they get a triple casualty reduction to make them feel better. Casualty reduction, casualty reduction. I've never. It's been a long time since I've seen a triple casualty reduction, but here we are. And then the Russians have one guy, so even if he could rally, yeah, I think everybody knows where this is going. So, pretty obvious why this is a playtest scenario. I think it's very strange, given the options. Oh, I should probably do this. Cool. We'll say I don't do anything to him. Alright, sick. Come on. Alright. So yeah, very strange decisions. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully I'm not being too loud here. Actually, you know what? While I do this, I'm gonna look at my volume. Nah, I'm looking pretty good. Even if I'm pretty... Yeah, okay. Alright. So yeah, the problem here, honestly, is that maybe there's something where my foxholes, I could have put them in different spots. That's always possible. I don't get the point of 10 horses. You're not going to put all your starting units on horses. You could, but like, why? Honestly, just why? You don't need the mobility as Mongolian cavalry. Even if you wanted to be like thematically, maybe there's something where like, oh, the Mongolian guards got there first, and you know had to use their horses or whatever. It's not important. Thematically, it's not important. You're just making it a real big problem for when you actually want to do stuff or like getting stuff done. It's not going to help. So, you know, there's that. So that's the problem. Next up, the 3 LMGs and an MMG. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. And the 5.27s are great. Like, I like having 5.27s that are fanatics. Because not cowering is a real big... cowering is a big problem. Especially when you have an uneven number like 5. So, when you can pair them up and not fear cowering, it's great. The problem is that since the Japanese can bonsai and nothing says that they can't, unless there's a further version, which I don't think exists out there, because there's nothing that prevents bonsai, you just bonsai. There's no reason not to bonsai. You could, as mentioned, you could theoretically just not have units on the map. Like, you could have them not be visible, and that's one way to get around bonsai. But as I mentioned before, you can just CX, and because the Japanese attack or move first, you know where they're gonna be. You're gonna see on the map where they exist. In a fog of war situation where you couldn't see where any of the enemy units are deployed, maybe that's a thing to say, like both sides have to deploy simultaneously or deploy hidden. It wouldn't make sense anyways, judging from the scenario's like introduction or whatever, but that's like the only way. You know, both sides got in at the same time. They were in shock so that nobody knew, like, wherever. I could see that being a thing. But anyways, not the case. So unfortunately, a bit of a downer ending for the Russians. A lot of losses, but you know, they hurt the Japanese, which is more than some scenarios can say. Triple casualty reduction is pretty funny. They got snipers out the wazoo at the start, so there's literally nothing to complain about on that end. It's really just the 12s. The 5 or 6 12s I rolled for the Russians is just crazy. Actually, let me see what the stats were. Not that the stats give me a great picture because I know I'm rolling for both sides, but I rolled 16 12s. 16. 10. Yeah, I rolled 16 12s. 4 of those are on the IF team. One of them was a break on one of the tank guns, if I remember correctly. Or the malfunction. No, it wouldn't be the malfunction. It would be the break. So one of them was that. I think one of them had to have been just like a 5.27 shot or whatever. None of them. Maybe one against the LMG on the left, maybe. And I think the Japanese also suffered one from the same guy, and he eventually repaired it. So IFT 12s meant nothing really. Morale checks, I got 6 of them, and I know that all 6 of those were against the Russians. I know they're all maybe. I think I might have gotten one on the Japanese squad because I remember saying maybe like getting on the hill or whatever. I remember saying, "Oh man, terrible result for you to, that and break." Maybe it was over here, which led to the 7 guy over on this side. Whatever. Point is that holy crap, morale checks were not in favor of the Russians for the most part. There's, whatever. For the most part, Japanese side got pretty lucky. And in CC, I mean, the CC, the Russians never got. They never. They needed minuses. They never had them. So it's hard to go from there. So yeah. Anyways, if the Russians lose, their 5.27s super early, which I don't know how you prevent, you lose the map. The BT5s are nice, like I said, a lot of movement. But because on this map there's brush everywhere and you need to get on the hills, it doesn't suffice to just get on the map. Because as an example, I could have driven these BT5s back here and shoot at the tanks on the hill. And it's valid, but the range penalty doesn't matter all that. Actually, if anything, the range penalty is worse for the Russians because they get the minus. The Japanese have -2 for being small targets. If the Japanese tanks weren't small targets, very small targets, I should say, if they weren't very small targets, I would agree that there's something to look for there in a long range battle. But then you're not on the hill, so you can't protect the infantry that are getting on there. And if you need that last minute rescue with an overrun or something, it's not coming. So anyways, all that said and done, for all the ups and downs, I had fun. I hope people who are watching this also enjoyed it. Rootin', I hope you have actually everybody in the United States that celebrates, I hope you have a lovely rest of your Thanksgiving weekend. And for everybody else, I just hope you have a nice weekend. So I will hopefully see you on Tuesday, where we will presumably finish BG3 Ebro Tide with Sean, so we'll get some fun out of that. And then next week, if everything goes according to plan, next week we will be doing customs and duties. It's a break contact number 1, issue number 1 scenario. Takes place. It's with some Czechoslovakian troops against German, so it should be a lot of fun to see that play out. And after Ebro Tide with Sean, it'll be Dew of Death, Winter Offensive Bonus Pack 9 scenario. So, and that one's a deluxe. Is it deluxe? Really? No, nice. Infantry only, deluxe. Should be a lot of fun. So we'll see how those go. Have a lovely night, lovely weekend. See you on Tuesday. Take care, and thanks for watching.